All right, everybody, ready for 7.1 grammar challenge, the long-awaited 7.1. Starting off, before we get to the challenge, is a couple of measure words. I always like to point out new measure words because they just make you sound smarter. When you're using Chinese, if you get the right measure word in there, if you're talking about a piece of paper and you said 一个纸 versus 一张纸, 张纸 is always going to be a better result because it just means a piece of paper. It's the appropriate measure word for the noun. So anytime you have the appropriate measure word, you know the appropriate measure word, you're going to sound better. 张 for flat objects. We have 支 for pens, longer cylindrical objects. So use those. Next up is the verb object compound followed by verb and then this de. And this construction is really useful for describing how the verb gets done, how you're doing it. Are you doing it well? Are you doing it fast, slow? So in the dialogue, we see 写字 as the verb object compound, the writing of characters, 写字. 写得怎么样? How does it happen? 写得怎么样? Oh, 写字, 王鹏写字写得很快. Pretty simple. So that can work with any verb-object compound for the most part. So start verb-object compounding away. Next up is 有一点儿 plus an adjective versus 一点儿 plus a noun. Both of these mean a little, but with an adjective you're talking about a little something, a little tired, you're a little busy, you're a little annoyed, a little bored, all those things. That kind of usage, you're going to need the 有. If you're not describing an adjective, if you're just asking for a little of something, like a little coffee or a little time, in that case, you just want to say 一点儿 plus the noun. So, 给我一点儿咖啡, give me a little coffee versus 这咖啡有一点冷, this coffee is a little cold. Okay? Another way to describe certain things that are happening, certain things that you're doing, is 太, and then the adjective and 了. That kind of set expression. So 太好了 would be that's great. That's too good to be true. 真好 is another way to describe that something is just really great. 真, and then any adjective works in this case. 真快, 真累, 真忙. All these different adjectives that you know. Start plugging them in there and using them whenever you can. And that brings us to the grammar challenge for 7.1. Here's what it is this time around. It's a little complicated, but I think this will be fun, a little more creative on your part. But I want you to describe an activity that you do using the de, so the verb object de. So 写字写得很快. But then I want you to make a comment, either a negatively toned comment using 有一点儿, or a positively toned comment using the 太了 structure or the 真 word, and with an adjective, of course. And put all that together and come to class, and we'll see you there.